Hey, it's Kaero. Welcome back to the channel. I'm one of your MTG ambassadors, and today I want to talk to you about MagicCon, but specifically MagicCon Las Vegas. Should you go, and if you go, what are some of the things that you can look forward to? What are the top 5 things that you can do at MagicCon Las Vegas? This one's going to be a little bit different than the one I went to in Minneapolis. That was my first MagicCon, and having been a first-timer that time, I can tell you it was definitely worth it, and I will be going back early 2024. So first, if you're a fan of competitive Magic, there's no better convention to go to than this one because you get to see the World Championship. They have a stage set up. You see the cameras. So if you're watching it on Twitch previously or on YouTube, you get to see behind the scenes, kind of like the camera people watching the best players in the world. And you can even sit there and watch, see the smoke machines, everything like that. It's really, really cool to see the top players in the world play the championship live, and you can do that at MagicCon. The second thing that's really cool about MagicCon specifically is you get to play in events that you don't get to play anywhere else. You can't find these events at your local game store. They're a lot of fun. They're specific to these conventions. One in particular that I played that will be returning for Vegas is the Unknown event. Now this event is a draft, or it was at the time, and when I was at Minneapolis, they did a thing where they changed planes every round, so you had like a certain rule depending on what plane you were on. Maybe you could play one of your 3 drops in your hand as a mana dork. You could tap a land to do something, and so every time it was changing. And we also got to play with these playtest cards, which were really powerful and really, really funny. So they're basically just like basic cards with stickers on them that Wizards of the Coast and the team at Magic the Gathering used to playtest and kind of research what cards they might want to make. Some of them are really ridiculous. Some of them are kind of balanced, and it just brings kind of an unset, really cool feel to it. Like if you've played with any of the Unhinged or any of those sets that have like wacky rules, it was really fun to play the Unknown event. And there are a few other events that you can't find anywhere else. So if there's a reason to go, that's one of them. Now, if you're a fan of Commander, they have the Command Zone at MagicCon, which is a big room and it's 100% free. You just go in there, find random Commander games to play, and while you're maybe waiting for a draft or some event that you have scheduled, you can play with Commander players, and it's really cool to have a dedicated free area that you can play in the Command Zone. Now, if you're a subscriber to this channel, you know that I love covering previews, and MagicCon is where the previews actually happen live in front of an audience. They'll have a panel. They'll talk about how they're designing sets, you know, what they have in mind for lore and gameplay and power level wise and things like that, new mechanics. All that stuff comes out of MagicCon. So if you're a fan of watching the spoiler videos that I put out, you can actually go sit in a chair and watch a panel, and they'll put up previews on a projector for new sets. And it's very cool to be there for the first time that anybody has ever seen that card outside of the development team. Now, if you watch this channel, you know that I'm a huge MTG Arena fan. They have a Magic the Gathering Creator Arena booth that you can go and play with some of your favorite creators. I was at Minneapolis, and I was able to play against people, get up on the stage and have people come up and play at a console that was set up there. It was a really, really fun time. There were other creators, so there's a bunch of creators scheduled, and they usually have different blocks. So it'll be like a 2-day event, and then somebody will be there from 1 to 2, somebody will be there from 2 to 3 or whatever. So if you check out Magic the Gathering's Twitter, they'll usually tweet who's at the MTG Arena booth that day. So if you have somebody specifically that you want to play against or chat with, you can do that there. Last but definitely not least, the cosplay at this convention is top notch. Some of the best cosplayers in the world. A lot of them travel and do this for full-time living. You can just be walking through the hall going to your event, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's Jace, there's Elspeth, there's Vraska, and there's all these top tier cosplayers. Some of them you can get a picture with, you can kind of just say hi. It's very cool. It's kind of an immersive experience. So like I said, my first one was Minneapolis earlier this year. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go to Las Vegas because my schedule is just packed full right now. But 2024 is going to be my year. I'm going to hit one MagicCon for sure early 2024, maybe multiple. So if you're going in 2024, maybe use Vegas as your first one, and then maybe I'll see you there in 2024. Maybe I'll be at the creator booth. Who knows if Wizards allows me to be there, or do a meet and greet. So I appreciate you checking out the video. If you want to buy tickets to MagicCon, check out the link below. And until next time, have a wonderful day.